Guys, thank you for watching the video, blah blah. And I'm going to show you how to get Dragon, or how I got Dragon at level 3 with Master Yi. So, there's Yi. Let me just show you the masteries. So I wanted to go offensive a little bit compared to like the Fiddlesticks and the Warwick setup. Got the attack speed, but I got a little AD, and I got this. I'm basically thinking about, the most for my Q, my Alpha Strike damage. So that's why I added this extra. I have this for that emergency health pot, get one of these, boom boom. Just in case of accidents, mistakes happen. Because you could get Dragon with like 1 health pot or maybe 2. The third one's always that emergency situation. You never know when you may need to heal. And if you're not looking to back, then you want to continue farming jungle. That's something. The health pot will help you stay in jungle. This, because I'm gonna keep auto attacking. Just adds up 2, 4, 6, 8, blah blah, and of course bladed armor, which is like having another machete. And it works better than machete for the first 5,000 intervals of Dragon's health. Like Dragon has 5,000, does 50, then 4,000, does 40, blah 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 a second. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. And here are the runes. Basically what I use with Warwick, benefiting off the attack speed. So Alpha Strike is the name of the game. The Alpha Strike damage, etc., etc. That's my mentality using Master Yi. Congrats to your video. Oh, look at that. I mean, understand this ain't like, I'm not stating that these are the defined ways to get dragons at these levels, but it's what I came up with, is what I found, and every time I make these videos, I'm always using it. I make them with the idea that they can be used in game, realistic. It allows you to walk away without worrying about the opponent jungler just walking by, and you just finished Dragon with no health, and then they just spit on you or something. They fan in your way, they farted and you smelt it, and your character died. The setups I'm trying to make, I wish to leave the character with a good amount of health, so that way, they can continue jungling, or at least not be at such a risk of dying. Hey, I have enough health where I didn't need to use my flash. I just walked away. Something like that. And the good thing about getting Dragon so early is because having to wait so long in between Dragon spawns and also competing for Dragons with your opponent, like getting it this early, usually your opponent's not going to be boarding Dragon, not going to be checking it at level 2 or level 3 or anything like that. So you should be able to get it no problem by yourself. And then with such an early Dragon, it improves your team's chances of reaching 5 Dragons before the game reaches a state where it's already over. I mean, I know a lot of people, they're probably like, oh, we're on 4 Dragons, but we can just end game right now. There's no point in even getting it, and it hasn't even spawned yet, blah, blah. That's a problem I run into. Like, no matter how much you try to stay on top of Dragons, it's like the game is going to be over before you get closer to 5th Dragon. So, and especially if your opponent got 1 or 2 Dragons, then, unless you're going to play like an hour-long game or such and such, it's good to get it this early, so that way you improve your chances of getting 5 Dragons before the game would just be over without the need for the 5th Dragon. Especially since Baron does a lot this season. So it's like, hey, I got 3 Dragons and a Baron, and boom, game's over. You don't really need, normally you don't need the 5th Dragon, but the way that 5th Dragon is, it feels like it feels like the moment you get that, the game's over, GG, everything has true damage and all that stuff. So that's something that would be fun. You get 5 Dragons, the game ain't over yet. You get 5 Dragons, and you just tear the opponent up. I mean, just imagine. That sounds like fun to me. You just close the game out with devastation. Oh, smite this, that's right. Oh crap! My bad. So understand. I mean, I will make mistakes, but I show you my gameplay through this. You can see what I did, how I did it, so you can see, you know, I'm not waiting for gold. I'm not camping that spawn for gold or anything like that. I'm not farming minions and whatever, blah blah. You see that I'm going for a straight up, as soon as possible, dragon. Oh crap. Terrible clicking. I just use a health pot so I can start dragging with a good amount of health. So that's a good amount. You don't need more than that. One of the most annoying things is that the Q will cause the dragon to go for CC plays. Meditate. Tank 2 of those. I was hoping I was going to get the Q right before he spit, but I got hit with the spit. Come on, that's so cheap. Alright, so sadly yet, you see as my life is low, but this is Master E. I just tap W real quick. And there we go. And if you want to play it safe, you can stay in the dragon pit, tap W, and then walk out. And then, like I said, you still got the extra health pot. And you can heal. And of course, you can already tell that half health is completely good enough to continue farming the jungle. So you don't have to be, you can collect your gold, blah blah, all that good stuff. But, you know, trial and error, because I did succeed with more health than that, so it's just a couple of misplays on my part. But, you know, there you go. I will be making more videos, stuff like that. And like I said, it's just early dragons, not necessarily level 2, not necessarily level 3. It might be, but I'm going to try to have it pre-6, because, you know, usually by 6, a lot of people can solo a dragon by 6. And, you know, relatively easy depending on the champ. But there you go. If you're Master E player and you want to get dragon at level 3, solo it, and then tell your team you're godlike, there you go. Thank you for watching, and there'll be more later on.